guys, hello wonderful people, welcome back. It seems like forever. Okay, I'm so sorry, I just have to do this video now because if I don't, I'll just keep like postponing. My daughter is just right beside me. Kara has gone on vacation, but I got a request to do this video and I was like, let me just jump on this video like before it becomes irrelevant. So someone asked me to talk about flu in Canada, and guys, I just didn't even think of it as a thing to talk about. But if you're coming to Canada, because I've always said it that on this channel I'll be sharing things about my lifestyle, right, and everything about Canada and how I am living in Canada, because I know some people want to get like first-hand information and I believe it's going to help people. So the thing is, flu in Canada is gangster. I have gone through it myself, and guys, I remember when I went to the hospital and I was so scared because I had to do like different tests. I thought it was actually COVID. When I first had my major flu in Canada, that was like in October, when the season was really like changing. It was like from summer into the fall season, and that was October. I was ill for like 3 weeks, like ill, real, not the one that okay, probably you're recuperating and you're getting better. I was very ill for 3 weeks. Like my body was like, I don't even know, it's indescribable. It is bad. That's the least I can tell you. And it's a thing, not to scare you, but now I have like gotten over it. I've had several after then, but I have known what to do at this point. And my mom will always tell me that, Tommy, you have to take care of yourself. You have children, and it's almost inevitable for you to like not catch it. Of course, in some cases you might not have it. I'm not praying that you have it, but the thing is, when you have children, they are in daycare, they're in schools, they are mingling with other people. Everybody's just like, it's a recycling effort actually. Everybody's meeting with this person, your children are mingling with other people, you too, you're mingling with other people. So it just keeps transferring and everything. And for children, even if you say wash your hands, do this one, how far can you go? The best I do is I do the best of hygienic talk I can do with them, and I make sure that hopefully all of us comply. So the most part of it is I make sure that our immune systems, in fact, between that time and now, like I have loaded us with a lot of things. Food, I'll talk about food, and I'll talk about medicine as well. And so the kind of medicine I'll be talking about is, of course, they are over-the-counter medicines. So even if I talk about it, I believe it is still safe. I try not to like mention medicine as much as possible, but these ones are like very, very basic, and I think it should help you. So I have a pill box here. My mom actually bought this thing, and when she was here by herself, she did this. Like she puts like my pills in all the pill boxes so that I don't forget them, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and so on, for 1 week. And so she was doing that for me. She was like, Tommy, even if you forget, remember what I did, so that even when I am not around or something, you just continue to remember to put the pills there again. So it actually makes me remember, because if I just think of grabbing it from like the case it is in, most times I forget. Like even when I was ill, everybody was asking me that, oh, don't you take vitamin C, like high doses, 1000 milligrams? And I'm like, I've not taken that in a long time. I'm like, Toby, you should have actually like avoided this. This thing is quite simple. So quick one, I'll tell you about all the symptoms I felt. I was really very ill. Like I was always having headaches, like body pains, like of course with the sore throat. Once you have sore throats, like they will tell you that that's gotten to a very high degree. Sore throat, blocked nose, heaviness, dizziness. I legit thought it was COVID. I have had colds, I have had flu. So what we call flu, there's no flu in Nigeria. I have had colds, and you will still be able to drive. I could not drive with this. Like it was bad. I've never experienced that kind of sickness in my life before. And when they took me to the hospital, I was just so scared that, oh, it was COVID. And you're like, this is not COVID. Sometimes the recent COVID symptoms are not even as bad as flu. That was what they told me in the hospital. They were like, sometimes people even have COVID right now, like not at the early stages when COVID was really COVID and it came. But now it is people that are even still having COVID and they don't know. But that flu is on a different wavelength. I don't just know. And another thing is, because this is like a cold place, I used to think it was like a myth, or like to say, oh, okay, because they're in a cold environment, okay. Guys, it's actually true. Maybe the reason why a lot of us did not have COVID then in Nigeria, people really did. Of course, people had it, but I think your environment also matters. it's a thing in Canada that like when it's like getting to the winter season, a lot of people start falling sick and everything like that. I think that was one reason why COVID was really rampant here, unlike in the tropics and everything. So it's a thing. Like I said, this is not to scare you, but it's just to prepare your mind. I remember when I was coming to Canada, I have a separate video on that. I believe you guys will see that very soon. I shared like the kind of medication I brought, unnecessary ones. If you're coming to Canada, the one I'll tell you to buy a lot of, if I tell you want to buy medicine, is like your vitamin C's, anything for cold, catarrh, and all those kind of things. I'll tell you to like buy a lot of that. Anti-malarial, don't even bother, and all those kind of things. And it's usually like a virus infection, it's not bacterial, so you might not need to have antibiotics except it is prescribed in few cases. I've had times where my children would like, okay, they will tell me that, oh, this is like a bacterial infection. I think that has happened once, but it's not like back to back, you guys give them antibiotics in Nigeria. So guys, like I said, I have my pills here. Everything is in this bag. All the ones that I bought, and I know that they are like very important. So I just like bring everything out. I put them in my pill box, like I said. Let me show you everything. My mom, basically, we went to the store. I had some with me. So this is vitamin C. My mom makes sure that she buys vitamin C in high doses, 1000 mg. I don't know if you can see this. And she calls it like the timed release, like it will keep being in your system slowly and slowly. I have my omega-3 as well. Let me show you this. That's the French section. Omega-3, I know she just says it's for different things. It's just nice to have. I have very important vitamin D, very, very important. Zinc as well. All these ones, they help like boost the immunity. I have this one. My mom cannot joke with this, and it actually helps me, especially when I'm really, really stressed. She buys this one from the UK. It's hemoglobin, tiredness, fatigue. It's actually like gentle iron, so it really helps me when I feel that my energy levels are low. It helps me. And once in a while, guys, I'm not pregnant now, but this is just like multivitamins that I still take. I had a lot of that when I was pregnant. My mom just buys a lot, and it's still very good. It's not expired yet, and I still use it because it helps me. So I just like load up on all these multivitamins. There's this other one I use as well, evening primrose, and once in a while I just like mix all this together. If I feel that I have a headache or something, I use Tylenol. Then on the food aspect, I make sure that we load ourselves with a lot of like fruits, vegetables. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen the kind of like meals I prepare, especially for my kids. Almost every meal we take, I make sure that they are bell peppers. I love bell peppers a lot, and the red, green, yellow bell peppers, they are high in vitamin C. I love kiwis, I love strawberries, and I make sure that we take that almost every day. I've made it like second nature to them. I'm not so much of a lemon person and all those kind of other citrus fruits, just because I have acid reflux. But as much as possible, I make sure that the kids take it, smoothies. So I just make sure that every day, even when they are going to school, so I don't even wait for until when anybody is ill at this point. So I just give them, this is like a daily thing for us now. I also give them like this medication, this well kit, multivitamins. I give them, it's treatable, so I just give it to all the 3 kids. And my daughter has her own. She takes Abidec as well, and vitamin C. So those are like the routine medications that I give them. And for myself, these are the things I take. So my mom is always like, you can't just afford for anybody to be ill, so just make sure that your immune system is good. And I noticed that since when I became intentional and I was taking these medications, I've not really had a cause to like, okay, even if I have a symptom, it's gone by the next day. It's different from when I was really, really down. Like October, November, I was ill. I was very, very ill. Like I couldn't drive. I couldn't do a lot of things. So guys, I just thought to share this with you. If you're new in Canada, I think this might help you, because I know people have faced it, people have had it. Flu is a big deal, and it affects a lot of people. It might affect your productivity, it can affect work, it can affect you when you have kids. So you don't want to be at that point that you're totally like ill and you can't do almost anything by yourself. Another important aspect I forgot to mention is why I know this is a big deal, most places you go to, like public places, you see some people wearing nose mask. Either maybe they're trying to avoid the flu. Don't mind me. It's something that I should have been doing. I have like packs of nose masks in like my first aid box, but I always forgot. You see people like using it on the bus. Either they probably are like sick and they don't want other people to like contact it, or probably you're also trying to like avoid it. So you can also like do this in order for you to like avoid as much as possible. It doesn't hurt to try to prevent it, because of course they always say prevention is better than cure. So anyway you can prevent it, please try to prevent it. People are still using nose masks even in 2024, so that's another way you can try to avoid the flu. Yeah, so my mom makes this lemon and honey cough syrup, and she's like, guys, this thing really works. Just lemon plus honey. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll try to like share recipes. I try to like share recipes on my Instagram page most times. I will definitely share it on YouTube as well, but I feel most people see all those videos more on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, kindly follow me at the Tomi Adenuga. At the Tomi Adenuga is going to be on the screen. Kindly follow me on Instagram. So this is what's another thing that we do. Like, we load ourselves a lot with vitamin C. Like I said, I make smoothies, I make juices. Like, let me show you. I make all these things. The juice I made last, I think is exhausted. We finished it already. But smoothies, this is a smoothie. It's prune, pineapple, lemon, oranges, grapes. I mix everything. Like, I just do it. Like, I always have this in my fridge. Like, just load ourselves with like vitamin C, just like keep things going. The last juice I made carrots with pineapples, with apples, just like load ourselves with vitamin C, like I said. But this one, my mom is like, this one is like cough syrup. Like, let's just have this as cough syrup. So usually I give it to the kids at night. I also take it myself. Yeah, so in my fridge, you always find ginger, you always find lemon, fresh lemon, the packaged one, the processed one. This is the processed one from the stores. So, but I always have it like backup. My mom will be like, it's still better than nothing. Of course, the organic one is better, but at the end of the day, even this one is still, it will still do something. So I always have this one as like backup. And like I said, this is something like my mom mixed. Like, I was even like, Mommy, I don't like this bottle. She's like, is it bottle you want to eat? And all that. Like, please just, so she will mix my honey for me. I have honey like in fact, let me bring everything. We go all out in this house. The honey is far. But there's honey somewhere there. Like, this honey, this particular one is from Nigeria. Like, my mom believes like the Nigerian honey is better and more organic than all the ones they sell here. I buy from Costco. She even buys from the UK as well. She buys Manuka. Manuka honey is believed to have more antioxidants than the normal one, so she buys all that for me. I have drinks as well. This is ginger and honey. All these things, you'll find them in my house, and these things actually work. I believe so for myself. So I used to buy this one from like stores. There's this supermarket to buy from in my area. My husband too, like my husband will buy this and he'll just be drinking it. But it's always too, like, I'm not so much of someone that likes a lot of pepper or chili or something. So I just like to mix it in my food. If I'm taking pap, if we are taking tea, when I feel anybody's having those symptoms, we bring it out and we start eating, like we start drinking. So these are all the things, like honey. Oh, this one is under one, ginger, honey, garlic. We just mix everything. If you want a recipe like like how should I mix it, what's the correct whatever I should mix together, I'll put that on like my Instagram. But most times I just mix everything all together. Like, so honey, lemons and everything, fresh lemons. Another thing we do, which I kept, like, it's a coincidence, which I kept here just for that purpose, is raw onions. Yeah, raw onions too is something that we eat a lot. Even my daughter that is not even up to 2, anytime I sense that anybody is having like that nasal, this thing, that respiratory thing, I don't know, they told me it works and I believe it works. Like, we just chop onions and we start eating it raw. Even my daughter takes it. Everybody in my house, I've told my kids, everybody, once I start sensing that thing, you must chop this thing. And guys, trust me, except in very severe cases, most times by the next day it's nothing to be found anymore. So for sore throat, for like anything respiratory, nasal congestion, anything, once I start sensing it, of course there are times that it will stay for a long time, but at least I think to an extent, when I first came and I was completely down, like the thing weighed me down, like it threw me down. It's more different from like now that I have the knowledge. I load up on my vitamins, the kids load up on their vitamins, smoothies, like our citrus, anything vitamin C. We just try to like load ourselves up with vitamin C, vitamin D, as much as we can, and all these natural things. So these are some of the things that I do. Like I was still telling somebody some days ago, when you're coming to Canada, don't even think of antibiotics. That's like plan B. Like all the antibiotics I brought, I've not used one. But you see all this cough, cold, anything vitamins, bring plenty. Anything cough, and even the cough syrups from Nigeria, I still use them. Like I can't remember Puritan, like all those like Puritan, I still use them. It helps a lot. We don't go down the route of antibiotics anymore. Like we don't even, it doesn't get to that extent that we need to start using antibiotics, except it's something that, oh, I really need to take the kids to the hospital for. But with all this that I have mentioned, I just load them. Okay, let's use that as preventive, let's like everything all together. So if it can help you, I believe this video would help. You can share it to 1 or 2 people. For those that are OGs, for those that have been here for a while, please let me know what you think in the comment section, because even people that have been here for a while, they still tell me, they say to me, in Canada, flu is a big deal. Flu is different from a cold. A cold is very mild. Flu is on, like I said, is a different wavelength. Like it's raised to power, something I don't know. And they even tell me, like I was told in the hospital, COVID these days is almost like, but flu is a thing. Yes, and last but not the least, they also tell you to take like flu shots. I have not taken it. I have not. For reasons best known to me, I have not. My 2 of my kids, they've taken it, and for myself, there's a reason why I didn't take it, because I was undergoing some other thing. So it was not supposed to like tamper with what I was going through at that time. So that's the reason why. But if you're in Canada, I don't know whether they are still giving it at this point, but there's something that is flu season, which I know every Canadian knows. So at that point, you can walk into like a pharmacy, you can walk into a walk-in clinic, or your doctor. Just talk to your doctor that you need to have a flu shot. Most people see that it helps them, like the time that you don't take it and compared to the time that you take it, most people see that it's always a huge difference. So that's the other thing I'll tell you to do. Take your flu shot as soon as possible. There's usually like the season for taking it, I think between like October, November, December. I am not sure if they are still taking it up till now. So please just make that and note that. Have that mental note that it's something you should take. Children can take it, adults can take it as well. So thank you so much for coming to my video today. I hope this benefited you in some way. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. I'll be back with many more. I am not going anywhere. I am back, guys. See you. And last but not the least, this is something that I would always like mention in my messages. If you're a new immigrant, you're planning to come into Canada, you're PR, you're married, and you need help settling down in whatever province you're going to, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Ontario, New Brunswick, anywhere, please just send me a message on my email at iamtomiadenoga@gmail.com, or you can send me a message on Instagram as well. I have helped a lot of people, and guys, I know how tough it can be. So if you probably like need any kind of help, you want to like get help for like your child benefits, unfortunately this is only for like PR people. That's why I'm mentioning PR. But some people don't know how to go about it. If you need like some kind of like funding grants, which is totally free, just that some people don't know what they can even get, just reach out to me and I will definitely help you. I will guide you. I will connect you with the right people. I am not charging for this. I am not going to be charging you €1. It is absolutely free. So please don't feel to reach out. Tell everybody that you know that is planning to come into Canada as a permanent resident, and I'll be glad to